Okay, welcome back to part 2 of the video. So now we're going to start looking at real life situations and figuring out the exponential growth or decay function based on the information given. Biggest thing you got to remember as you're doing this is that your B value is either 1 plus your rate or 1 minus your rate, depending on if you are growing or decaying. So what I want you to do is go ahead and to pause the video to do number 7, and then you'll check back for the explanation. But before you pause it, you need to find all these pieces of information. So think of it as a puzzle, fill in what you can figure out, and then write your equation, then check back for the explanation. Okay, so as you're looking at this, as long as you were able to identify increasing means growth, and that you started with 100 rabbits. And the other big thing was knowing that 11%, when you turn that into a decimal, it's 0.11, then you should have been able to come up with your equation. So now you're going to plug in the equation to get the answer, and approximately in 2025 is going to be in 20 years. You should have approximately 806 rabbits. Okay, number 8. Same thing. I want you to pause the video, work through it all, and then check back for the explanation. Okay, on number 8, the biggest thing to know is that it's decreasing, which is decay. So if it's decreasing by 9%, that's 0.09. When you subtract 0.09 from 1, you come up with 0.91. That's your factor. That's your B value to put in your equation. Okay, number 9, I want you to do that one. Pause your video while you do it, and then check back for the explanation. The tricky part on number 9 is they didn't give you a rate of growth or decay. They just gave you a table. But you can look at the table and just divide your second value by your first value to find out what you're multiplying by. That gives you your factor. Then just like we did in the first page or the last video, is we took our factor and we subtracted 1 from it, and that gave us our rate of growth. Okay, number 10, go ahead and do number 10 on your own. Answer all 3 questions and pause your video while you're doing it, and then check back for the explanation. Okay, so on number 10, you started out with 24 teams. That was your initial amount. And because your factor is less than 1, you know it's decay. And so when we take our factor of 0.5 and we subtract 1 from it, we come up with a rate of decay of 50%. All right, so our last one, number 11, I want you to go through the information, take out the pieces you can figure out first, and get it graphed and answer the questions, and then check back for the explanation on it. Okay, so once you figured out that you're losing values, so you're decaying, and your rate of decay is 12%, that's your rate. To get your B value for your equation, it's 1 minus that rate. So your B value, your factor is 0.88. And then when you're graphing it, I just went ahead and set mine up so that I could get the starting value and at least 15 years onto my graph. And I put it into the calculator to find out how much it was worth after 6 years, and rounded it up from there.